The Inuit elders of North America alert the world, and they say the axis of the world has been displaced. It's changed, according to them. The Inuit Native Americans have a different explanation of the changes in climate that our planet is undergoing. Several Inuit elders have already openly informed NASA that temperature changes of the Earth are due to a natural occurrence. The planet has tilted slightly on its axis. The axis of the Earth has been displaced, in other words. The Inuit tribe are indigenous people living in the Canadian Arctic, Greenland, Siberia, and Alaska. Most of the tribal leaders have written to the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA that is, to inform them that the Earth's axis has shifted. Older people do not believe that human carbon emissions are causing ongoing climate change, but that the axis of the Earth has been displaced, according to them. The Inuit elders tribes have noted climate change in glacier melting, seal skin deterioration, and the slow disappearance of sea ice. They attribute these changes to the climate changes that took place in the sky. Some old people say that the sun does not go out the same place as before. The days are heating up faster and last longer. Even the stars and the moon are at different points in the sky, and this affects the temperature, they say. It's a population that is based on the placement of the moon and stars for their survival. Because they live in total darkness for a long period of the year, the axis of the first has been displaced, they claim. The elders say that they are no longer able to provide more time as they did in the past. They note that hot winds are changing snow areas, making their navigation capabilities and terrain more difficult. Also, populations of polar bears are on the rise, which means that bears often roam into the Inuit quarters. The scientist versions. In April 20th, 2011, CNN News reported that an earthquake has moved the main island of Japan by 8 feet, 2.4 meters, that's pretty big. Moved the Earth on its axis. Kenneth Hutnut, geophysicist with the U.S. Geological Survey, said, "At this time we know that a GPS station has moved 8 feet, and we have seen a map of the GSI, the Geospatial Information Authority in Japan, showing that the pattern has changed over a large area that is consistent with the movement of land mass." They cited the National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology of Italy, which estimates that the earthquake of magnitude 8.9 has displaced the planet on its axis by about 4 inches, at 10 centimeters. Astronomers agree that there has been a change in the axis of rotation of the Earth, but there have been major polar changes in the last decade. This is a change in what is called the axis of the figure. These changes are caused by the drift of the continents, which are changing the position of the North Pole to about 10 centimeters a year in the last 100 years. The University of Texas teams with NASA satellite GRACE found that the normal aging of the North Pole to the south has changed in 2005 since then they are drifting eastwards. They detected a change of 1.2 meters between 2005 and 2013. Their conclusion is that the change is caused by climate change caused by global warming. The Inuit, or the Eskimo village, to the area where they live, almost always frozen under a thick layer of permafrost. For consecutive months, days begin and end in the dark. Nomadic peoples build tents or caribou tents in the warmer months and live in igloos in the winter. Previously, they were known as Eskimos. The word Eskimos derived from a word in its language meaning raw meat eater. This group of Arctic inhabitants has been dubbed as Inuit, a word meaning the people. Inuk is the word to describe a member of the tribe or a person. Inuit speak many different dialects that come from the Esquimalt or Inuit Aleut language. They are mainly hunters and they rely on Arctic wildlife for their survival. They hunt for fish and marine mammals such as seals, walrus, and terrestrial mammals such as caribou and Arctic hares, and use seal skin and their fat to make clothes, tents, fuel, and overloaded. Most of their diet consists of raw meat, as there are very few plants in their environment. And this is on Affinity Explorers by Anne Shrivastava. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.